Welcome to Just a Few More Minutes podcast, where three veterans of the animation and video game industry talk about exactly that, animation and video games. I am one of your hosts. I am Jeff Gabor. I am a supervising animator at Blue Sky Studios. And alongside me is...
Hello, I'm Michael. We tried to record video and it didn't work at all.
Yes, that's true. And way over in Bumfuck Egypt is Pete Paquette. I am a contract animator of various sorts.
That was a really nice self-setup there.
Yeah,
it was.
I liked that.
Well, here we are again. We're doing it.
We made it.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
We're actually here.
So our podcast starts every episode with an animation tip, and I think, Pete, you have a good practical tip this week.
Yes. So my animation tip for anybody who is, I guess anybody who has like some sort of affliction from sitting at a desk all day for hours at a time. If you have a situation come up where you start feeling pain or something, you know, not only go to the doctor, but get somebody to come to your desk and check out ergonomically how you're set up. Not only, I mean, it doesn't have to be a professional. You could even like just search for it yourself, search for the information yourself, and just double, triple, quadruple check that shit. Because it like once these problems arise, it like the longer you put it off, the longer it takes to get back to normal. And I put off something for years. I'm dealing with now. I'm actually going to an orthopedist tomorrow, where half of my left hand is completely numb.
Oh, whoa!
So I can't type very well, and I don't know what's going on, but I guess I'll find out more tomorrow. But it was something I probably could have, if I was more of a stickler for ergonomics and stuff and sitting properly, I probably wouldn't be in this situation, because I was extremely stubborn. I was like, I'll just suck through it, you know. No way, man. Now I'm like regretting it.
I feel like the early years of 3D animation were like the Wild West with ergonomics. Like, everybody had the worst setup possible with the CRT monitors and keyboards, and everything was just messed up.
Yeah, there was no real sense of ergonomics whatsoever back then, because I don't even think computers were like hypothetically old enough to like the concept of working behind a computer at a desk all day wasn't really that far along, I guess. Like maybe 20 years, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's especially in terms of like creating graphic, whatever design, whatever. I mean, whatever animation. It's a very painful job. That is for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just say I'm in the stubborn point that you were in, Pete.
Yeah, dude,
I should take your advice.
Yeah, and
don't put it off.
Just to back up that, like, I wish I would have switched to more ergonomic setup much earlier, because then I wouldn't have gone through 2 back surgeries and basically now having perpetual physical therapy.
Yeah.
Yay!
Yeah, that doesn't sound fun, but I'm going to stick through my weird setup for a while.
Yeah, you can.
Us Berardinis, we're stubborn, you know.
You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink.
Yeah.
It's true, but I'm not a horse. I'm a fucking unicorn. There's only so many like me, and you can't change them. Also, you can't tame a horse, so that's true.
I think there's literally a whole movie about a horse whisperer that does train wild unicorns.
Yeah, wasn't that Robert Redford?
Yeah, he trained the unicorn.
Yeah,
Oh.
I knew it.
Yeah.
All right, so it's been a few weeks since our last podcast. What have you guys been up to?
A lot of good video games, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of good video games. Let's see. I played Celeste all the way through, which was a fantastic fucking game. Have you guys played it all yet?
Not yet, no.
No.
Download it. I think I've passed the first 3 chapters, and really starting to fall in love with it now.
It is mind-blowingly good. It's like Towerfall felt good, but when you go and play other platformers and you go back to Towerfall, it's sort of like slightly clunky and heavy feeling. But Celeste, like for me, it felt perfect nearly immediately, and it's just fucking butter.
Actually, I have a question. What platform are you playing it on?
I'm playing it on the Switch.
Well, I got no excuse then. Are you using just the whatever, the Joy-Cons?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been doing it in handheld mode the whole time. Why?
Because I have a serious problem where I mean to like dash diagonally, but I dash sideways. Like my thumb constantly doesn't press it the right way.
That is definitely a thing that happened to me a lot, and eventually you'll just learn to like over calculate for your angles, because basically once you start, I mean, it's basically a old school platformer, so there's only 8 directions you can go, or however many that actually is, but like there's just the ups and downs, left and rights, and the diagonals. And so eventually you'll just find that perfect sweet spot. But I definitely died a lot dashing in the wrong way because the fucking stick wasn't pointed in the right way.
Well, I'll add this. Like, I have my Pro Controller for the Switch, and it doesn't happen. So I feel like once I switched over to my Pro Controller, I've been really enjoying the game again. Like, or at least more so, and taking a whole lot less deaths.
Well, that's interesting. I never even played. Are you playing it on the TV?
No. I'm just putting the kickstand on the thing and then playing with the Pro Controller.
All right, I'm convinced. You guys got me. I have it in the Steam now. Say click purchase.
Yes.
I will install it and start playing it.
Also, the creator, Matt Thorson, he seems like a really nice guy. I remember I was emailing him a while ago, and he was very nice. And then he's like liking everybody's tweets and stuff about the game, and it's just like, man, he's just a cool dude. I like that guy.
Yeah, really impressive. I can't wait to see where the story goes, because it's clearly just from the first 3 chapters that it is a personal story of some sort.
Yeah, for sure. And it's like, I didn't really expect much of a story at all going into the game. I thought it was just going to be good platforming and like challenging levels.
That's what I thought.
But it's got a surprisingly heartfelt little story in there.
Man, so cool.
That's cool. Yeah, I'm stoked.
Yep, you're going to like it, Pete. I think.
That's
I
cool.
hope. I don't know.
So Jeff, you've been playing that too?
I just started playing that, but for the last several weeks I was playing Blossom Tales, also on the Switch, which that you recommended it as like it's like a love note to Link to the Past. So if you miss Link to the Past, playing Blossom is basically feels like a sequel. Sadly, I know Michael's going to be quick to point out I've never played Link to the Past. And it's
I was going to let you slide this time.
I know it's messed up and criminal that I played Blossom first, but whatever. It is really good. I really enjoyed it. Got all the way through it. Haven't done all the like little side quests and everything, but really enjoyable game. Definitely worth $14.99. My goodness, definitely.
Oh yeah. I played through the first couple dungeons. That's kind of where I'm at now. But seriously, like, if you play Link to the Past and you have this itch that cannot be scratched for that like experience, that kind of experience, just look no further. Honestly, really well done.
I mean, I was looking at it because you guys were saying it was so good, and I like just watched the trailer on the page on the Switch. I was like, this doesn't look that good, but it looks better than I anticipated it did, because I seem to remember I browsed through it at some point and I was like, this just looks shitty. But hearing everybody say how great it is, must be pretty dang good.
It's just fun. I mean, there's nothing like, I don't think there's a really heartfelt story behind it like I'm starting to get with Celeste, but you know, it's like if you took Link to the Past and mashed it with Princess Bride, and that's kind of It's kind of the game.
Well, all right. It'll take a lot to pull me away from Monster Hunter now, though.
Oh, how are you liking that?
That game, it's got its claws in me, Jeff.
Oh.
It's got its monster claws in me. And it won't let go. It's just so good. It's like super obtuse and full of confusing menus and a terrible UI. And the graphics aren't amazing. But boy, fucking damn, is it fun just tracking monsters and figuring out how they do shit and how you kill them. It's just the fucking best.
That's so weird. It's weird that you can say all that stuff is bad, but you're like, I love it.
It's so, like, it's very hard to explain because it doesn't feel like a very polished game, but it is, like, insanely polished that everything works as well as it does. Like, the world is a very believable, albeit like super fantasy-ish world, but like all the creatures, there's nothing that's like, oh, that doesn't look like it would exist, like, or it wouldn't exist. It all looks super believable, and all the monsters have different personalities and quirks and stuff, and like they all live in the same environment together. So you'll just randomly walk across, giant monsters fighting each other, and then it's like, oh, I was actually trying to kill that monster, and this fucking T-Rex is taking it out for me. That's pretty cool. There's just a bunch of like random cool stuff that will happen all the time.
Yeah, I used to play Monster Hunter starting with Monster Hunter Try or something on the Wii, and then I moved over to Monster Hunter 3 on the 3DS, and then Monster Hunter 4 on the 3DS, and then I just never went beyond that. And then I saw like your Twitch stream of the demo, and I downloaded it and played it for a little bit. I got on only for like the last little bit of time, and I totally want to get it. The funny thing about it is that like you talk about it being like a barely functional game, but it's impressive that everything works so well. That's kind of like a going theme for that franchise, where it's like the stuff is cool looking, but it's not like perfect. It's got its quirks. And then you have like the UI is always a huge mess.
For sure. It is sloppy.
But I mean, the whole concept of like having other like this ecosystem going on around you, that's never been done before.
Yeah,
not for Monster Hunter anyway, that I can recall.
I've played a Monster Hunter, I think on the PSP at one point a long time ago, and it was really complicated and I didn't like it very much. But this one, like, the one game that I feel like I can relate it to the most is Destiny. And it's not as good at allowing you to hook up with your friends as much as Destiny is. Like, there's a hub world, but you're only in it yourself. Everyone has their own hub world, and you can only meet up during like missions or investigations or whatever. But just the idea of like tackling this big challenge of taking down this giant beast with buddies or by yourself is just like so enticing, and it's fucking fun as all hell. Not to mention there's like 10 or 11 different types of weapons that you can use that you can experiment with, and I've only used like 2 of them, but supposedly they're all incredibly well balanced and they play drastically differently. So when you change a weapon, your play style will have to change a lot too. It's all about like distance and timing. It's very complicated, but it's very, very fun.
Yeah, I used to love like linking up with people like locally on a 3DS so we can each play the game. It was, God, so much fun. Those games were really good.
Yep. I was
like
just
if you could get past the controls and the UI initially, back then anyway, it was like you'd have a good time.
Yeah, I would relate the controls on this a little bit more towards like Bloodborne or Dark Souls, where all the attacks usually take a fair amount of time and you can't necessarily cancel out of the attacks. So you always have to plan ahead and be strategic about your strikes and everything. And then you got to pay attention to the monsters. Ooh, boy, I just want to go play it. Can we finish this?
Did they have a lot of fetch quests? anymore? Or did they get rid of all that shit?
I mean, I think you can just play through the story quests, basically, which there aren't very many fetch quests at all. But if you want to, like, there's a chef there, a little cat chef that makes meals for you. And if you want better meals, he'll ask you to go grab, like, a new type of mushroom or whatever and bring it back to him.
That's cool. They had this really annoying quest once where it was like you were on this hot world, which is like just super like lava world basically, and you had to like bring cold drinks with you and remember to drink the cold drink. So you had to like basically run to this thing. I forget exactly what it was. Pick it up and carry it back to another point to the person that was telling you to go get it. And if you get hit once by anything, you drop it. And you had to carry all these waters with you in order to drink them, stop put the thing down, drink it. It was just like, oh.
That's crazy.
Just steal eggs.
That was it. It was an egg.
Oh, yeah.
That was it.
Sorry.
Yes,
I know we dropped a little audio there, but you were talking about
You did.
Well, yeah, but it's going to sound like everybody did because I'm the one recording it.
Oh, good call.
Yeah. We got most of that except for the steel eggs part, but it does sound fun.
It is fun. I highly recommend it. Well, not to everybody. I think a lot of people will get frustrated by it, but it's very fun. If you think it looks fun, give it a try.
And you're playing it on the PlayStation, right?
I am.
Cool.
You should get it, Jaggy. You should get it, Pete. Let's play together.
Well, actually, speaking of like playing together and whatnot, like the three of us are all streaming now, whether it's through the Just a Few More. I mean, I think it all ends up in our Just a Few More Minutes channel in some way or form, right?
Yeah. It's all auto-hosted there.
Yeah. So if you like Just a Few More Minutes on Twitch or subscribe, whatever, you can catch us playing all the time. For instance, 3 out of the last 4 Friday nights, I have been streaming, and I'm trying to do no death runs of Mega Man 3. And I streamed last Friday night, and not a goddamn person said hi. So that worked well. It's kind of sad. But it got pretty far.
Next morning.
What about the next morning?
I didn't even see your Facebook post about it until the next morning.
Well, yeah, we don't see the post till the next morning because of, Just a Few More Minutes is like a company type thing on Facebook, so you have to like boost the post to actually get people to see it. It's crap.
Yeah.
I've always just, once I do a JAFMM post, then I share it on my normal Facebook.
Yeah, I should have done that.
Yep, I do that too. And then, Mikey, you got your Twitch channel, your BMX ride, right?
Yeah, BMX Ride 437.
Yeah.
The coolest fucking name ever. And then, Pete, what have you started up?
I started up actually just me and my brother playing co-op games and kind of reviewing them and playing as we play them. The channel's called Brent Allen Brothers. We refer to ourselves as the Brent Allen Bastards because we grew up on a road called Brent Allen Road.
And you're bastards.
And we're bastards. But I gotta say, like that's pretty much been most of what I've been playing lately. Has been between 2 games. It's been between Helldivers and this game that we found called Viscera Cleanup Detail. It's a indie game. I think it's only on Steam, although I could totally see it on the Switch. And the premise is you are basically a space janitor, and you just showed up on the scene in this squad bay or this hangar or something, where this huge like space battle went down. So there's like guts and shit everywhere, and you have to clean it with this mop, and you have to like use the. It sounds really mundane, like you're just working, but it's for something about it is so compelling to play. I posted one video of me and my brother first trying to check it out on like first playing and really trying to understand what we were supposed to do. And it was really funny because we just kept fucking up.
Yeah.
Now it's like we're professionals. We hit the shit hard, and it's so much goddamn fun. I can't explain why.
I post another video of you guys being a pro because I saw you guys really fucking it up, which I thought was goddamn funny. But I was curious about what else was going on in that game.
Oh yeah. There's so like there's not only is there like different levels with different scenarios you have to like clean up and stuff. They give you different weapons in each level and stuff. There's also the DLC. And I haven't put the video up yet of the DLC. It is fucking hilarious. You are basically they made a version of the game like it's one level, and you're basically your orders were to go to Santa's workshop and clean up the mess Santa left behind when he went on like a fucking rampage. So there's like dead elf bodies everywhere, and you're like trying to figure out what happened. Oh man. So me and my brother, we started with that one. We started cleaning it up and shit. And then we started doing like the achievement hunting in it, which was actually really entertaining. But I'm telling you, like if you're looking for like a really like inexpensive, like super fun party game, it's $14. It is so much fun and so stupid. It's just ridiculous.
I'll probably give it a try. You think it's just on Steam, you said?
Yeah, I mean, I would hope they'd release it on other things, but
yeah, hopefully it's in the work.
I could totally see it being a Switch game. It's like it's got that quirkiness to it.
Yeah. Well, look at us recommending a bunch of cheap games: Celeste, Blossom Tale, and Visceral Cleanup. What is it called?
Viscera Cleanup Detail.
That's it.
Well, I mean, Michael's wife and my wife both went out to the Annies, which took place this previous Saturday. There's not much to report other than Coco won everything. So,
Yep.
In an unsurprising, consistent way, the Disney company continues to win everything, and basically the Annies are just a celebration of the Disney Corporation. Yay!
Yeah.
The exciting thing is if Blue Sky actually does start to win something or be recognized in some manner, it'll now be Disney too. So what the fuck?
It's still Disney. No, then it really won't matter because it's like you get the whole like the all the major players in animation under the Disney umbrella.
I mean, there's going to be Universal, Sony, DreamWorks, and Disney. And that's it. That's the entirety of the animation industry.
It's so crazy.
Speaking of this, my dad literally just sent me an email that says Comcast reportedly considering topping Disney's bid for Fox. Fans might be excited about the Walt Disney Company's plans to purchase entertainment assets from 21st Century Fox, but regulatory processes might allow another company to step into the mix. A new report from CNBC states Comcast could potentially outbid Disney's offer for Fox assets, which would keep popular properties like X-Men and Avatar away from the House of Mouse.
Why is that? God.
What?
That's the first thing everybody goes to is like, can we get X-Men to play with the Avengers? That's all anybody cares about.
Yeah. It's very true. Very sad.
That's the bulk of their audience, really. It's all those like superhero fans, you know?
Oh, speaking of Disney and superhero shit, did you guys see the new Solo trailer?
Yes.
Yeah, and I immediately forgot it after watching it. It was like so bland. I couldn't get over how like just all the shots were either like slow zooms or like static cameras. I don't recall there being any sort of interesting cinematography in any of it.
Huh. I thought the only thing about it that looked interesting to me was the cool shots. It could have been like set design and stuff. I can't think of anything specific.
I was also 3 sheets to the wind when I saw it. So,
Well, are you talking about the one that you saw during the Super Bowl?
Yeah. I haven't seen the one that.
Okay, because there's a fuller trailer that came out today that had a little bit more in it, and I don't know. We were texting about it, and I think both of you guys not so hot on it.
No,
not really. But I mean, don't let that sway your thoughts on it.
Well, it doesn't, first of all, but like, it just goes back to what I was saying for The Last Jedi. It just feels like a Marvel movie now. Like, it looks like a cool, fun movie. It just doesn't look like Star Wars to me.
Yeah. It'll be entertaining, but again, it's just gonna. It'll probably just mess a bunch of shit up.
Yeah, I agree. And it's like, I don't really believe that Han Solo wanted to be the best pilot when he was little. Like, that just doesn't seem like him. And maybe it's the story of him turning into a smuggler or whatever, but it just feels wrong.
It does. Like, you'd assume, like, from like a smuggler standpoint, who's like puts himself first every time, he would be like a piece of shit kid.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see.
There's also something that inherently feels weird now, having modern day, cinematography and effects and all that on a prequel. Like, somehow I want it to feel just as gritty as the original trilogy if we're doing a prequel to Solo.
Yeah, well, the prequels fucked that up.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But I completely agree with you.
Interesting.
What other new trailers were there during the Super Bowl? Let me check. Did you guys see the Jurassic World 2 trailer?
Yes.
What did you think of that?
Take it or leave it myself.
It looks like it's the dinosaurs come to civilization, I guess. So it's going to be like the second Jurassic Park again. I don't know. That's what I got from it.
Oh, that was your takeaway? That's interesting. Like, to me, it looked like there's maybe another island, and this is me just saying something without actually thinking about what I was about to say, but it looks like there's some sort of facility where they have a dinosaur living in containment or whatever with that little girl. I don't know why I think that. But I think it looks fun. Like, the first trailer sucked major balls and I was not interested. But this one, it looks to me like they're trying to add in the scariness a little bit of the dinosaurs again, which I appreciate.
There's no doubt this is going to be just a popcorn movie. Like, certainly don't go there for anything intellectual. Yeah. All right. I mean, that's fine. Like, if that's what it is, I could definitely get in on it and go there and enjoy myself quite a bit.
I mean, let's get off our high horse here. Does anyone ever actually think that the first Jurassic Park was a super intellectual movie?
Not super,
No.
but I feel like that's what it was, a grounded movie that had something to say. I don't know. I thought so.
I guess. I don't know. It's just like every time a Jurassic Park comes out, everyone's like, it's not as good as the original, which I agree, but you can't hold it against a classic. It's just a fun, stupid dinosaur movie that everyone should go enjoy. It's fun seeing dinosaurs, people.
Yeah. I think the reason why the original felt so good to me is because it really like caught that feeling of I still remember being 8 years old and not believing I'll never see a dinosaur. It felt like it wasn't fair. And then when that movie came out, I was like, I feel like I'm actually experiencing what it would be like to see a dinosaur for the first time.
But let's play devil's advocate here, because stepping outside of stepping outside of the conversation a little bit and hearing it from the outside, it almost feels like a lot of people really cling on to that movie and remember it fondly because of its visuals. Like, would you have thought as fondly of that movie if there wasn't awesome CG dinosaurs in
No
it?
way, no way, Yeah, no,
Yeah,
it was that was the attraction. Was this is the first time you're getting to see a dinosaur?
yeah. So I mean,
Yeah.
based off that, you could say that, well, the story itself was nothing noteworthy.
But I think that's
it,
what made it a classic. It had a great hook with the dinosaur visuals and the imagining of it, and then it also had a grounded story that was about the greed of humanity and ultimately the being able to be humbled by that. So it was and then that theme continues throughout the other ones, but they somehow boil it down to more of a horror type of feel to it, like a thrill ride rather than, I don't know, hinging on a narration or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I could see that. But I also feel like the first Jurassic Park was the scariest too. They had that perfect balance of story and scares and thrill ride.
Mm-hmm. I love it. I mean, I'm not. That wasn't changing my, like what I was saying, didn't change my thoughts on it. It was more of an observation.
Oh, Jeff, you were saying that was like for the first time seeing a real dinosaur. Did you guys see that they uncovered like an actual mummified dinosaur?
What? No.
Yeah.
It's like, it looks like the dinosaurs in Jurassic Park, but it's like
wow,
real life. It's fucking cool.
I gotta Google that right now.
Right now.
Right now. What does he say? Mummified dinosaur.
Sure, yeah. Check it out, mate. Did you see the new Mission Impossible Fallout trailer?
Yeah, I saw that. That was weird.
Really?
Well, I'm not a follower of the originals, so I don't know what to feel about it. But like, it's weird seeing Tom Cruise in that role still.
It would be weirder to see Tom Hanks in that role.
I know. Actually,
Yeah.
didn't he just sign on to do Mr. Rogers? A movie about Mr. Rogers?
Did he?
Yeah. Tom Hanks is going to play Mr. Rogers in a upcoming film. I don't know. About his life, I guess.
Well, he played Disney. Now he can do Mr. Rogers. What other childhood people can he play?
Jeffrey Dahmer?
Yeah.
The thing I wanted to talk about was a couple games that or this one game in particular that I played this weekend that was freaking awesome. And it's on every platform. I actually played it on PS3. Super Mega Baseball. Looks like looks like complete ass as far as the animation goes and the character design goes, but it plays like a really polished RBI baseball. It is so much fun.
Is it super retro?
No, dude, it's 3D.
Oh.
You know, but it's a lot of fun. It's on every system and it's not expensive. But that's a good co-op party game too, I think, because it's just very accessible.
Another cheap recommendation from the JAFMM boys.
Speaking of 3D, real quick, tangent, just for a sec. I know, Michael, you skipped the Super Bowl, but Pete, Super Bowl. What was with those player graphics? Holy dear Lord.
I actually, like, I don't know how much I could say about it because I think it's
were they
I think it falls under the Madden umbrella.
That's funny because I was literally like, I was like, that looks like it's straight out of a Madden video game.
I'm not 100% sure, but just to be safe, I'm not going to say anything.
Well, Michael, so they
Yes.
they went to these like side by side comparisons of the characters, And usually, they bring up a photo of the character, or there's like pre-recorded videos of the are the players.
Do you mean the people?
The players, the people. So they usually go to a picture or some pre-recorded video of them just kind of like, tossing a ball around or smiling at the camera. But instead they had these like full body stunt 3D characters that looked not, you could tell it was them, but they were clearly like lower res and then materials to make them look like the people. And then the animation was like just real enough, but then it had pops and stuff in the either in the cycle or whatever. So you're like, wait, that's not real. Wait, what am I looking at? And they never referenced it, or so I'd never seen the graphics before on any of the Sunday Night Football. So this was something they did new to me. I had never seen it before. It was hyper distracting. Anyways,
they're trying to distract you, to trick you.
Yeah,
you've got the eye.
They did a great job. Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, when you have the option to actually record the players in HD video footage, their faces, why would you swap in a video game asset?
Because you can't record them.
Yeah, they did a great job.
All right, moving on.
No, so changing the subject drastically, one other thing I did since the last podcast that was really quite cool.
Yeah.
Was I went to when I worked at 38 Studios, there was a girl that worked there with me who went on to actually run E-League, and E-League had a big event in Boston a couple weekends ago for Counter-Strike Global Offensive, like they call it the Boston Major, and it was like the professionals playing against each other in like these matches. I want to say it was like a series of or a set of up to the 30 death matches or something like that. And man, I was like really I went in with an open mind, but like I don't really follow any of that stuff.
Yeah.
But I thought it would be a good experience for me and the kids and everything. And when she told me, she's like, if you want tickets to this, let me know, and as many as you want. So I brought my whole family, and the kids brought a couple of their friends. And my son had the time of his life watching that. And it was probably, compared to a sporting event, it's one of the top most intense things I've seen in an arena.
Wow.
I'm not kidding. It was really quite incredible, and it was also really cool just to see how good these guys were at the game in person and stuff.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So yeah, it was basic, and it was like there was this whole like nationality thing battle going on because it was like a European team that was coming over, and they were fighting like a Los Angeles-based team, and they were like the finalists, and like people were losing their shit. there was this guy like next to us, like just like he was probably like, I want to say he had like this long ponytail, glasses, he was balding in the top. Just, stereotypical, like, huge nerd. And he was losing his fucking mind. He was sitting right next to my daughter's friend. They're only 11 years old, and I felt bad, actually. And she was, like, afraid of him. But he was unwashed. He completely stunk. We sat, and he came in and sat in our area. And whenever something would happen, he'd get up and be like, fucking A right, fucking A right. And he'd be like screaming and swearing at the top of his lungs. But I mean, it was a very cool experience outside of that little moment there. But
the only esports I've ever watched is Rocket League, and that was fucking intense too, man. Those guys are fucking amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, I can imagine Rocket League would be a really cool event to see.
Yeah, it makes me feel bad for like even ever trying to play that game even moderately well. Those guys are crazy.
Yeah, I still play Rocket League, but when you watch them, it looks like they are playing a different game.
Yep.
Like they
They
can,
play it so different.
yeah, they can control the cars in a way that's like, how the, like I didn't know the car could do that. It's very weird.
Yeah. Before I was into Celeste and Monster Hunter, I was on another Rocket League tear, and I was watching all the videos on YouTube on like how to get good and all the things that you should be doing. And it was like practice every day. So I got it on my Switch and I was practicing, and then I was just like, oh, Rocket League isn't fun anymore because I'm like stressed that I'm not good enough yet. So then I had to just put it down, and I don't play it very much anymore.
That's sad.
Video games shouldn't be stressful. They should be fun. But if they are stressful, they should be stress that it creates, not the stress that you put on yourself.
Yeah, actually, I forgot. I've actually been playing Fortnite as well. Talk about getting my ass handed to me. Whatever. It's a fun game, and especially that it's free. That's crazy, but it's fun.
So I just found that Mercenary Kings is coming out on the Switch tomorrow.
Oh, snap.
That's a really cool game.
I wasn't a fan of that.
No, you didn't like it?
No, although I didn't give it a fair shake because it was one of those PlayStation Plus games that I just played for like an hour because it was free 1 month.
Oh man, busy month for February. So Mercenary Kings on the 6th, Aegis Defenders on the 8th, Dragon Quest Builders on the 9th. The 13th is Owlboy.
Whoa, really?
Yeah, and the very same day is the longest 5 minutes. Then the 16th is Bayonetta, and Bayonetta 2 coming out, the 2-pack for the Switch.
You forgot about the Shadow of the Colossus remake coming out. Wait.
Oh no, I was just like browsing through the calendar for the Switch.
Okay.
I'm just amazed at how much good stuff is coming out for it so quickly.
Yeah. Switch is where it's at, boys and girls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I have a animation question for you guys in the random middle part of this episode.
Okay.
All right, so it's Jeff. You brought up Fortnite, and that reminded me of it. I think it's from Fortnite. I don't know, but basically, somebody on Twitter posted one of the like dance, not emojis, but gestures, I guess, from Fortnite. That they posted the dance and the reference that it came from, which is Turk dancing from Scrubs, and the post was like, it's so funny that this dance perfectly matches Turk's dance from Scrubs. And it's like, I commented and said, well, that's because the animator obviously just referenced it. And then a bunch of people responded to me and were just like, there was an obvious homage and they meant to do that. And me as an animator, I was like, I feel like that animator was just tasked with doing a little dance, and he just found this Turk one and decided to do that, and people caught him in it. So basically, my question to you is, how do you feel about copying dance reference 1-to-1?
I don't like doing it. And the thing is that a lot of the times with League of Legends specifically, they like having pop culture references a lot in their like emotes and stuff.
Oh, dude.
And so like if there's like a very big dance sort of thing going on YouTube, they will tell you to, I was told basically to go as close to it without straight up copying it.
Right. So that's my thing. Like when I have to do dance stuff, which I've done a few times at work, like I'll find reference, but I will never ever copy it because, like, number one, that's just not fun. Like, you want to put your own spin on something. You want to make something original in this world, not just rip off something exactly. Right? I mean,
Yeah.
Honestly, I actually really strongly agree with you, Michael, on this. And screw it, even not, sorry, I was trying to think of two different ideas at the same time. But in generally, like, when it comes to dance moves, the whole idea behind dance is it's an improvisational way to express yourself. So there's not really any like strong rules for it. So why not come up with something unique for your particular shot at that moment? There's no rules. Like, come up with a cool move, especially in animation where you can take all the limitations of dance that exist in the real world and take it away and add something so much cooler.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, obviously I think we're both kind of remembering back to Peanuts, and you and I both had shots where Snoopy was dancing, and neither one of us, I don't think we looked at one piece of reference whatsoever for our stuff.
Fuck that.
See, the other thing that's interesting too is that there's like that whole thought of it being an homage. I don't know about you guys, but I have never seen animation that was completely copied as an homage as much as just a blatant ripoff. Like, to have an homage, there has to be more than just an animation, in my opinion.
I agree, because like there's in the example that I gave, there's no reference to Scrubs throughout the game. That's just like a dance.
Right. Like a good analogy of this would be like when I got a shot on Horton assigned to me one time, and the idea was that the mayor walks into the scene and there's like this guy working, and he's working kind of like, and he has like, and he's looking over his plans, and then like big shake happens in the world, and then all the scaffolding, everything flies in the air, and then lands completely built, and that's the gag. I wanted to kind of do I thought it would be cool to kind of like change the look of how, or the way like maybe the who would actually hold it. The construction worker would have the construction hat on his head. So I took it and I like slanted it down over his eyes so you couldn't see him at all. And I was thinking of like Boober Fraggle when I did that.
Mm-hmm.
To me, that's more of an homage than if I was to actually take one of his like little cycles or something that he does and try and put that on a Who.
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's ways to be creative with it and not just fucking copy it.
Yeah. I mean, I can definitely see there's a window. I would say to pull the Scrubs dance and actually try to sell that as something that what people would want, that is a pretty low percentage thing that people would want. But I could see them assigning an animator that and saying, all right, maybe people will like the Michael Jackson emote and would pay $5 for it or something. But
sure. I don't know. I was very annoyed by that whole thing because, like, I don't know. Everyone was responding to me and not being very nice about it, and whatever. I get it. I am being mean to your favorite video game, blah blah blah. But as
what
an
game
animator,
was it?
I think it was Fortnite.
Why would they choose Scrubs for a dance? Is that something that's well known?
Well,
not really anymore.
No, that's why my initial reaction was, oh, he just found this dance on YouTube and then straight up copied it.
I feel like that's so much more likely. Like I could see like the Elaine dance. Like, kind of everybody knows that dance, right?
Yeah, which you could easily put a little spin on too and make it unique.
Yeah, totally. It speaks more to the likeliness of you of like, why would somebody even know that? Some random person knew it, pointed it out, and that was that. But the odds of them being like, everybody's going to know this is the Scrubs dance.
Let me look. I'm looking it up right now.
Or like the Carlton. People know the Carlton.
Yeah, or but the thing is, like, the people, you can steal the Dougie, but give it your own sort of twist. That's pretty much the whole concept of the Dougie, isn't it?
Yeah. Right. I mean, we're going way off topic in terms of, but weird.
Oh wait. Okay, so see, oh god, I'm looking through more responses to the original tweet that I responded to, and what's the Will Smith TV show? Fresh Prince of Bel-Air?
Yeah.
What's the nerdy guy with the sweater?
Carlton. Yeah.
Oh, you guys were just talking about that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's legit a GIF of that dance, and then there's this same character doing that exact same fucking dance.
Yeah.
So they're just like either knowingly or unknowingly like just pulling YouTube stuff and putting it out there. I don't know if the audience is aware of it or if they're just doing it.
I'm sure they're doing it to hit all the pop culture people trying to like, hey, look, it's that dance. Hey, look, it's that dance, and trying to get a rise out of people, but whatever. And I mean, it doesn't matter anyways. I don't know why people care so much about these emotes anyways, but I'm just an old crotchety bastard, I guess.
Well, that's true.
Actually, you know what we were supposed to do on this episode was answer that girl's questions.
You're right.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so we just came back. We paused our thing to go look for that email. I guess
got Rickrolled.
Yeah, we were all taken. It looks like that person didn't exist.
I think she existed. She's just not real in the Facebook world.
Yeah, but why were the questions actually somewhat thought-provoking if she was just... If, for instance, she was just trying to sell dick pics or chick pics, whatever.
Yeah. Well, lesson learned. That was our first transaction on Facebook Messenger with our page. So that's interesting.
Well, I do remember
Yeah,
one of the
keep
questions was like, how would you be able to take like intellectual property characters and sell them for multiple venues or whatever? It was something like crazy large idea like that, but
Yeah, and my reaction was, oh, she just wants Blue Sky characters in her short film.
Yeah. Here's the actual thing. I think I texted it to you guys.
right, yeah.
I thought I found one. Oh, the other one was that we were supposed to play a game, and the guy wanted our reaction. Was it?
Oh, yeah, that was Mickey. I was just talking to him at a party the other day.
He's also not real.
Yeah, Mickey is fake. He's a fake boy.
Well, sorry. Oh, well.
How would we So the idea is, how would we transform virtual characters into collaborative media platforms? Some sort of decentralized talent agency where people could use the imagery of fictional characters to star in animation, be it film, music, fashion, etc. How would that work according to you?
See, there's no way that person's just being like, thanks for answering my question. If you like me, here I am at this webcam.
Thanks for answering my question. Go here for sex. Or
Whatever. That's random. But anyways, good question, or thought-provoking question, at least that.
Well, so
answer this fake woman's question.
let me tell you what I think she's actually getting at. At least this is what I took away, besides from wanting to use already real characters for her own stuff. It's like the idea that you can use an animated character as an actor, right? So there would be a rig, essentially, that is not known for just being in the Peanuts movie. This character, let's call him Pete. You know, he would star in the latest Guardians movie with Chris Pratt, and then he'd also be in, you know, an indie dramedy that is animated.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't see that ever happening.
Yeah, or you be able to sell it to multiple commercials, you know, like the stupid, like, General would be able to sell more than just insurance.
Can I say that? I'm going to go on a little tangent. This country has their head so far up their ass with copyright. Dude, it's gonna sound weird, me starting out saying that, but maybe not this country, but if YouTube represents this country, than it is this country. What happened was I found this old videotape of my high school pep rally back in 1995, and I captured it and uploaded it to YouTube, and posted it, and then all my friends were able to go to it and everything and watch it, and all of a sudden I get a copyright strike. I'm like, what the fuck? The only music that was being played through the high school band.
Really?
Like, how? Now I can't re-download it. They won't let me. How the fuck? Like, how is that right?
What song were they playing?
An Elvis song.
Oh, yeah, there you go. You should know better than to do that back in the
yeah,
day.
it sounds like they
it was like
nailed
an hour-long video. I had no fucking idea. Yeah, they would have had to nail it. That's like, but I mean, that's just ridiculous.
You know how good my high school band was? They get copyright strikes.
Yeah. Bullshit.
Yeah, that's why we stopped doing all the video on YouTube, because we were getting so many hits, or not necessarily strikes, but warnings, I guess.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Became too much of a thing.
Should we discuss the Nintendo Labo
Oh, we didn't discuss that at all?
No, we never did.
Dude, I'm fucking stoked for that.
Yeah, I am too. I think it's really cool. I pre-ordered it.
Did you? I have not done that yet, but I probably should, because it's Nintendo after all.
Yes.
But
You guys
I'm
wanna
like,
explain what this is?
Mike.
So Nintendo Labo, not Nintendo Labia.
Labo.
Nintendo Labo is basically, there's two versions, but essentially it's cardboard do-it-yourself kits that you assemble, and then you can decorate, that you can insert bits and bobs of your Switch into, and then it's like an interactive cardboard toy that hooks up with the game on the Switch.
Yep.
And there's, so the two versions, the first one is, I think it's called the Variety Pack, which comes with like a little piano that you can make. It comes with like a fishing pole and some other stuff. And then the bigger one is like you physically make like a backpack, and it's like baby VR essentially, because you create a little helmet that you can then stick your Switch viewfinder or whatever into, and then the backpack itself has like strings attached to servos that you build together, and it attaches to your feet and your hands, so it actually will physically track your movements on all of your appendages. It's like pretty crazy.
Yeah. I found it really interesting that here comes along something that's like genuinely a creative idea, and people are just bashing it left and right.
Yeah.
Like, God forbid someone comes up with something original. They just want, I guess they just want loot boxes and shit. I don't know.
Yep, and
Weird
they want the Carlton.
Man, it's frustrating because, like, I know when it came out, a lot of people were annoyed about it because it's cardboard and it's not something that will be sturdy. And it's like, it's a fucking do-it-yourself, make-it-yourself thing for kids to play with. It's not meant for us picky-ass adults.
No, it's not. It's absolutely not. It's meant for kids to kind of like, it's like a Tinker Toy for kids.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And like, everyone's upset that the games are just going to be lame little mini games. And it's like, of course, those games, they show it. They're more there to like teach you how it's actually working. Because like I'm going to buy it just for the piano because I think it looks like a fun little thing to have. But like, you basically, the Switch controllers have like an IR sensor that can track all sorts of stuff. and it tells you how it's actually working, and you plug in the Switch controller into the back of it, and then it can visually tell which keys you're pressing down, and then that tells it to play the keys from the actual Switch. But it's like, it's probably going to teach kids small amounts of coding and stuff.
Yeah. And it's also very, it's like a marriage of video games and crafting.
Yeah.
My kids love to craft, and I don't mean crafting in video games. I mean, like grabbing like paper and making like something out of paper, like a paper cutout or something.
Yeah.
Or like gluing stuff together to make something. Like, kids love that shit. And it's like a perfect thing for kids.
Yeah, that trailer, like, I was already sold on it, but once they started showing that you can buy stickers and of course you can color it with markers and everything, it's just like, this is so fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
And it came out of left field, man.
Yeah, it really did. They announced it, during that little Nintendo Direct they released?
Yeah, like the mini Direct.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the reasons why everyone was so pissy, because it's like, oh, they didn't get the new Animal Crossing announced or whatever.
Yeah.
Just some baby game.
Should we discuss our format, fellas, as far as kind of put it out there that we are switching things up a bit? We mentioned it last podcast. It was probably good to reiterate and discuss maybe more of our plans moving forward.
Yeah,
Jeffrey?
Do it.
Yeah, go for it, Pete.
Okay. So we've decided, we've all had the discussion, and we've decided that it would probably be best if from now on we turn this podcast over to once a month. It's not because we don't enjoy doing it. We actually, when I proposed it to the fellas, I texted them. I really genuinely did not want to do it, but I saw it as an opportunity for us to actually make each show better. Because what we have currently is kind of like us just sitting down, getting together, and just chatting, which is great. I love it, me personally, but for the viewer, maybe not so much. But so we figure we'll have like more. It would be more of an event sort of thing. Like, we'd record maybe a couple days before the first of the month of each month, and then I would just make sure to upload everything before the first of the month. But we haven't established that yet. I don't know if you guys want to talk about that on the air or not, but it's probably something we should relay soon.
Yeah, we'll get to it.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean, like, you'll still be able to find us. Like, we're still streaming, on our days. So that's why I would have people subscribe to our YouTube channel, because the video get uploaded there, and check out our Twitch stream if you want to see it directly and see us live. So there's still that going on, but hopefully this means that we can build to more guests and some shows that have a more focused format. So we'll do that.
We'll actually prepare for those episodes.
Right.
Well,
that was kind of what I was trying to say, but I couldn't come up with the words.
No, yeah.
Well, and I do actually like doing the show the way we're doing it now, and maybe we can go back to it sometime. But there's also the logistics part of Michael and I are about to enter a pretty serious crunch on the movie we're on, and it's just going to make it that much more hard to prepare a good show every other week.
Yeah. Yeah. I've just signed on to another project that's going to keep me busy with my other stuff going on. So
it feels like we're going through a divorce and we're telling the kids it's not their fault.
No, it's not. I mean, I think
honestly, listener, it is your fault. It is your fault, listener. You didn't pay me money to do this.
Just a few more minutes now on Patreon. Oh boy, $2.
We really made it, boys.
Yeah. So yeah, the other thing is that moving forward, I don't know if you guys never replied, but I had the idea of maybe cutting the news out of the podcast entirely, since I'm just pretty much reading the Twitter feed. I don't know how you guys feel about it. I always kind of thought it was, I figured if it could be something that's more organic, that like what we did with the Labo tonight, you know.
Yeah, I think it's fine getting rid of the news because honestly, if we're definitely doing it every other or once a month, like nothing we say will be topical, and anyone listening to this is probably already up to date on most of the gaming news out there anyway.
Yeah, but we will continue to post news on Twitch and the Facebook page. So if you really enjoyed it, just, follow us on Twitter or like the Facebook page, and you'll definitely get the info.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've been working on this drawing this whole episode. I'm making an ogre.
Really?
Yeah, I don't usually draw fantasy shit, but I'm doing it this time.
Speaking of ogres, Extinction got a release date today.
I don't know what that is.
Extinction is the game where there's the giant ogres are attacking a city.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I think it's April 10th is what I read.
That's a good time, hopefully. I don't know of anything else coming out that time. Oh, wait, no. God of War comes out 4/20, I think. 4/20.
God of War.
Get high.
Yeah. Anything else you guys have that you want to talk about, or any good retro gaming stuff, Jeff?
No, I've been slowly picking up my collection, but other than that, my most exciting thing is really just trying to do the no death runs on Mega Man 3. The first night I did it, did really well, got nearly all the way to Wily's Castle without dying, and then played again last Friday night and just ballsed it up for for 2 hours.
That's cool. I want to check those out. Are they still as clips on the Twitch channel?
Yeah, I believe so. You can look at our videos on demand.
Why don't you put it on the YouTube, Jeffrey?
I don't know how.
Dude, oh god, it's so easy.
Basically, what you do is you create like a highlight, and you use a little bar and you select what you want as a highlight. For something that's short, I just highlight everything. So you create highlight, and then it saves that as an actual like video. Then you go to your video manager, click on, there's a little caret, click on that, say export to YouTube. And as long as you're logged on to the proper YouTube account, it'll just dump the shit right up on there. It's really easy.
That's how you're doing it, Michael?
I'm not even doing highlighting. I'm just literally, you go to your video thing, you go to like export, and then you send to YouTube, and that's all that is.
Look at that. There's your animation tip, people. How to export from Twitch.
Yeah. Don't copy fucking Dance Ref. And fucking take care of your body, people.
Yeah, seriously.
And play Celeste.
Yeah. Play Monster Hunter with me.
Oh, Jeff, my little bit of retro news that you're going to find very surprising. I think Michael will too.
Okay.
I've actually been paring down my collection significantly. Not the NES, but everything else.
Really?
Yeah. I'm basically going through keeping the things that I liked or had, a attachment to as a kid, or the games that I think are good that I will definitely pick up and play. But all the other stuff, like the Batman's Forevers, the fucking Battleships, the fucking Clues, all like sports games that I don't like outside of NHL 94, like all that kind of shit, just getting rid of it.
Goodbye.
I need more space on my shelves, and it's starting to look like a flea market threw up down here. So, if you want anything, I could send you the titles, but I guarantee you won't. It's literally crap.
Cool. Well, that's sad.
It's an end of an era, Petrie.
Yeah. Well, it's weird because like I found and I keep putting this up online, and I keep like kind of bumping this on my Twitter account, and I think I retweeted it on the Just a Few More Minutes account, but I'm at like this turning point with the NES collection where it's like every game that's left, I have under 100 games left in the whole collection. Every game that's left is at least $100. And probably I would say 90% of those games are fucking unplayable garbage.
Yeah.
So I put it up online. I'm like, I want to know from somebody who finished the collection, is it worth it? Like, I've been collecting for probably 20 years now or more, and is it worth me like really putting all that money into something that's just going to sit on a shelf? And is it not only that, but like I would feel almost like my hobby would be finished.
Yeah.
You know? So like I want to know, is it worth finishing this thing? Because like I genuinely don't want to dump the money that's required left if it's completely something that's like just for show. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's just this weird conflict I've had with me over the past month or so.
I have never fully understood the collecting, so I support you in your endeavor to stop doing it, or I support you to keep going. But I can't imagine how much money you've actually spent on all those over the years.
Oh yeah, it's probably a sickening amount.
Yeah.
But I mean, but that's the thing. Like, if I look at my stats right now on my app, my collecting app, I use NES Collector if anybody's interested. So I own 89.67% of the collection. What's left on my list? My collection's worth about $15,000.
Oh shit!
But what's left is about $12,000.
Wow.
So you see what I mean? So you kind of like what it's like. It's almost like getting started all over again.
Yeah. That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe someday before I die, I'll finish it. I'll grab a game here and there, but I don't think I'm gonna be ever really hunting like I used to. I think I'll go to like
too.
I'll probably go to the convention, you know, and that's where I'll buy a game every once in a while. It is sad. It really is. But I mean, I guess there comes a point like this in any collector's career, I guess, if you want to, for lack of a better term.
Way to kill the mood, buddy. Way to kill it.
No.
I still have over 500 games to go, so I'm still loving it. Keep going.
Yeah, dude.
Keep dumping that $1,000.
Dude, if you can do it, do it.
Do a little bit at a time. There's so many games. I'm so far behind that there's so many, $4 or $5 games I don't have. So that's kind of where I'm at.
And like legitimately good games too.
Yeah.
Like I loved going around with you during the convention the last time we were there, and I was like, dude, have you ever played this? And you're like, no, I don't have that one. I'm like, dude, it's like $5. You have to try it. It's because it's good. It's a genuinely good game, and I love that shit. But the thing is that like as time goes on, it's getting harder to find those things.
Right.
So hearing about that, Jeff, does that make you like? Does it kill your boner for collecting a little bit?
No,
Hearing that it's not all it's cracked up to be.
No, I really like it. I really find it like I also like the what is it? Just like the putting off the, what do you call it? Like I don't know. I don't got the words for it. Like when you put off something you want for a long time, whatever the hell that's called.
Procrastination?
No. No, but I'm just saying, like, there's a reward to like putting off something and like something that you really want for a long time, and like, so it,
like Christmas morning, like
yeah,
something in case you get it for Christmas.
Delaying gratification.
Yes,
or something?
there we go. Thank you, my God. Yeah, so there's like a delayed gratification to some of it where I'll literally like put a little bit of money away every week, knowing, well, that's going to go to my retro collection, and so I get to at least build something when I don't buy anything, which is a little bit of cash. And then when I go to those retro conventions, like, all right, I got $400 this year. Let's see what I can get for the $400.
Yeah. It's interesting because, then you came away with a lot of shit.
Yeah, and that's the sad part. I guess every year I go now, instead of getting 50 games, it'll be like 15 games, then 10, then maybe I'll only get like 1 eventually for that.
Yeah, I'm kind of like at the 1 to 3 range right now.
Yeah.
I think last one, the really big purchase I got was that gold Punch-Out Famicom game.
Yeah. But I mean, it's definitely an expensive hobby, but it's a hobby. Like, it's what it is. So.
Learn the guitar.
It probably helped with my hand.
It's true. Although it might be worse. Especially if you grow those gross long fingernails. Nobody likes those.
No.
No, that's disgusting. I chew my fingernails to the bone.
Me too.
I hate having fingernails.
I mean, I like them because then I get to chew them.
Yes.
You know?
Well, this has been a very meandering
so primal
episode.
about it.
Dear Lord, guys. And we've literally like ran so low on topics. You guys are talking about biting your fingernails. What is going on? This is why we have to prep from now on. This is it.
See you next month, motherfuckers.
We can talk about what we do with our toenails next time.
All right.
Yeah.
Wrap it up, Jeff.
Yeah, this has been Just a Few More Minutes podcast where 3 veterans of the animation and video game industry talk about whatever. All right. Well,
and some people like it.
So that definitely my no. My brother is kind of, yeah, he's all right with it.
He's listened to it a few times.
All right.
Anyway.
Enjoy, everybody. Peace.
Later.
Check my Twitter for my ogre.